Hey, hi everyone. I'm Clarence, CEO and founder of EasyParcel.
Right, thank you for joining us today at 15 Questions with Asia Connects. So we're going to jump straight into the questions that we've prepared for you. So reflecting on your journey as a logistics entrepreneur, what are your most valuable lessons you've learned along the way?
Pleasure to be here. And along the journey, definitely a lot has been done and a lot has been learning. The key learning is always about how transparency, as in both to the customer and also internally to the team. I think that's one of the biggest challenges that we had in the early days. And even if you talk about today, right, the entire team actually knows exactly how much the company's revenue as of every day. And that's how straightforward we are and how transparent we are as a team.
Alright, I think transparency is super important. And with the Malaysian logistics industry becoming increasingly competitive, what's your thoughts on its current state of saturation as solution providers are dropping prices everywhere?
Being competitive as the market is always the key challenges, as in not just about the industry, and to us I think it's always everywhere, right, being competitive. And that's also the biggest part of in why EasyParcel was here, because most of our customers are all the micro SMEs, and for them to really survive the market is always also to be competitive as they are their own. So EasyParcel actually help them to actually consolidate the volume and also to aggregate the price. At the same time, help them to save on the cost itself. So that also level up their playing field to fight the bigger giant out there.
That makes sense. And how do you see the primary challenges of local customer brands, local consumer brands facing today? What would you offer them to, how do you offer them to overcome their obstacles and achieve long-term growth? Local consumer brands.
As a local consumer brand, all the time is always about getting the right partner, especially when your business you are fall under the micro SME segment, right? Where the team size is limited, the strength of it is also quite limited, and what can they do, right, with what they already have? So getting the right partners, as in terms of service providers, as in terms of partnership, I think this is always the key challenging part, as in how can they scale and leapfrog from where they are. So having a lot of providers, as in the logistics scene, literally we have like more than 60 of them in the local market. So finding the right one, finding the best one is always a big question mark, right? So that's how EasyParcel actually comes into place.
Yes. You make life easier for them. And what kind of support do you believe is essential for e-commerce players to thrive in the current market?
Very similar to how we actually see it from ourselves internally, how EasyParcel become relevant to our customers. So the same, how can we actually activate and to resonate to our customers, right? How can they always be related to what their customer needs? So similar as in the question as in e-commerce players, right? How can they offer the best service that they can in terms of product itself, in terms of delivery segment, in terms of service level?
And your service, EasyParcel, you actually help them in terms of digitalization as well. Would you mind elaborate on that?
EasyParcel is a tech platform. So how we actually help is more on finding the best courier service provider to match the micro SMEs. So making their life easier is always the tagline, right? Delivery made easy, right? Where you can.
Yes, delivery made easy.
So that's always the context how we started and how we actually designed the module to actually help the micro SMEs. So tech is definitely one of the key things, how we optimize the delivery flow, how we optimize the booking flow, and even after sales service support, as in how they are going to connect to their customers to get notified on the delivery status, right? Then when things goes wrong, how can we actually step in to actually help on rectifying the scenario? Like example, when parcel is damaged, when parcel is lost, how can we have the insurance module to cover that? And on top of that, we even have microfinancing to help all these micro entrepreneurs, right?
Yes, which comes to the next question. E-commerce companies, just like any other business, will have common mistakes. What common mistakes do you think they should avoid at this point of time?
I think we all make mistakes along the journey. As long as the mistake doesn't kill us, it should be fine to actually make mistakes, because we learn the most from mistake, right?
EasyParcel has been in the business for a really long time. What strategies have been most effective to ensure your company's growth?
10 years, if you talk about long or short, I think it's very subjective. From a perspective from the startup scene, 10 years kind of consider very long. If you consider as comparing it into a traditional business model, 10 years is just a start, right?
Still young.
Still very, very young. Especially the team is still very young. Average age of the team is about 18 to 25.
Ooh,
So all are very young, super young.
So okay, talking about that, then they're always talking about the generation divide. How does that affect you?
I think not limiting the team on the thinking process, that also contributing the growth question that you asked about, right? What actually excites the team to actually do more?
Yeah.
Because when you're coming back to the customer perspective, it's always about what else can you do for me? And being relevant as in what we are going to do next, what going to launch next, is always coming back to how creative we are. Because if you talk about logistics segment, the industry has been around for so many years and for many decades, right? So how can we be relevant with technology? And how creative the team can actually turn something that is very manual to become automation. And that will simplify the entire process of the entire customer journey.
How has technology played a role in your company?
It's definitely a big thing, 100.1%.
It's the spirit of the company, right?
Yes, and especially nowadays when we talk about AI, right? How AI can actually evolve to be simplifying the actual efficiency of every team department, right?
How do you think, how else are you supporting SMEs and MSMEs in overcoming logistical challenges and enhancing their e-commerce capabilities?
We do microfinancing, we do insurance coverage, we do COD, cash on delivery, and these are all on top of the daily delivery process. And of course, getting a very close contact relationship with the customer is always the key, because they will be the one telling us what they need next, right? So it's just more on evolving the business model alongside with the growth of the customers.
If you could have dinner with anyone, who would it be and why?
I will always love to have dinner with our customers, because EasyParcel is a tech platform. So most of the time, we don't have the chance to really meet the people that is actually using the system behind the scene. And that always the excitement when we meet the customer. We can hear from them how EasyParcel become part of their small little journey to become who they are today. And also how can we do something else to actually change their future of their business.
What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done outside of your business?
If for me as a person, personally, I do a lot of crazy things. I do bungee jumping, I do skydiving, I do ABC Annapurna Base Camp hike. So I do all these kind of things to get myself being young at heart, because all my team are very young. So I really need to make myself fit enough so that I have the energy to chase them at one point.
Where's your next trip?
I haven't planned yet, but for this year, I think it's done. So I have to plan ahead for next year, potentially Everest Base Camp.
Alright. Wow, Everest.
Even at one point last year, if I remember correctly, I did KK twice a year, in a year.
And I can't even do once.
Start small.
If you were an animal, what animal would it be and why?
Oh, animal. I think monkey.
Monkey? So you can climb trees?
Climb trees, and also being always creative in what we do, right?
They are quite creative and cheeky.
Yeah. With the market, right? We have to be moving around, right? Especially.
Yes. Agile.
Exactly.
Yes. Alright. So what book or movie has a profound influence on you?
I think there are many movies, because part of me releasing on my daily work and life is always watching movie, but there are always many, but hard to really recall as in one specific ones. The recent one that I've seen is To the Moon, and that one actually accurate as in how creative they actually structure the entire program to launch the first mission to Mars.
Interesting. I've not seen that one.
Yeah, you should actually watch it, and you will see how creative they actually get it done by actually having the entire nation to look at this as in the country project,
Right.
rather than as individual.
Interesting. I should check it out. Okay, if you could instantly master any skill, what would it be and how would you use it for your business?
I think the key is always about communication, because once you can get the communication done, literally you solve the rest of the skill.
Right. So you want to amp that skill up.
Yes, beef it up.
Okay, alright. Thank you so much, Terence. Alright.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.